Hello, welcome to Business Analysis with Excel. This is Louis Damson, your instructor. Today, I'm going to talk to you about logical functions. As I said earlier, functions are divided into different categories, and I'm going to base this tutorial on logical functions that I have. So if the price or the amount that I'm selling goes above 1,000, it should indicate profit, and if it goes below 1,000, it should indicate a false. So you can actually use it for that, and other different you can innovate with it. There are other instances that you can use. If you can say that, okay, if this cell shows male, or if it shows 30, okay, then from 30 less or equal to 30, make it young. Then maybe either that make them old. So when you select it, it can actually give you your customers that are old and the customers that are young. You can use it for a variety of functions. So in this one, you are free to innovate, but it just works with a simple syntax. There should be a logical test, then a value that it should return, then a value that it should return also when it's not true. Okay, so let's just do a simple example of if. So as is usual, we need to bring our equal to sign. Then when you bring our equal to sign, then we can type in the if function. It has selected for us, so we just select it. So our logical test is the cell referencing that we are actually going to base the condition on, which is the amount bought. That is what I want to use as my logical test. So if this value that I'm seeing, the cell G1, oh sorry, the cell G2, which is 1,263, is greater than 1,000. Okay, is greater than 1,000. Okay, then I'll bring a comma. Okay, then I'll write what it should type if it's true, or what I want to see if it's true. Then I'm saying that if it's greater than 1,000, it should give me a profit. Okay, it should give me a profit. You make sure that you don't forget your quotation marks. Okay, then if it is not, then what happens if it's not true, if it's less than 1,000? Okay, then I'm saying that it should print a loss for me. Okay, so then I close it with a bracket. Don't always forget your bracket, is very important. So now I press enter, then it shows me that it meets the condition. That means that this value is greater than 1,000, so it's showing me a profit. Now when I bring it to the autofill and I double click it, okay, it will fill for the rest of the rows that are in the column. So this is for when you have maybe thousands of rows. You can't just copy and drag it down, it will be difficult. So you just double click it and it will do it for the rest. So as you can see, we have a couple of them that are profit and a couple of them that are losses. Okay, so that is a way that you can use if. So now let's go to sum if. How do you use sum if? So I want to sum my amount bought if it meets a certain criteria. Okay, so when it meets a certain criteria, then it should sum for me. Okay, so if I want to do sum if, maybe this is equal to, let's say, sum if it has selected it for me. Okay, so sum everything if it meets this. So what range am I selecting? So this one, I will not just select a cell, I'll select a range. Okay, so I'm summing the whole of this range. Okay, but I'm summing it based on a criteria. Okay, I'm summing it based on what? A criteria. Then what is my criteria? My criteria is that if, and don't forget the syntax, don't forget how I'm typing the syntax. So I'm opening a quotation mark, and I'll say that if it is greater than, okay, let me use the same 1,000. If it's greater than 1,000, okay, if it's greater than 1,000, then you can sum it for me. Okay, to select a lot, let me clear this. Let me rather use okay, I think 1,000 is okay. Yeah, if it's greater than 1,000, then sum it for me. Okay, so the one that you see, the sum range, that one is optional. You can have a sum range, you can actually have a sum range that you want to use, but it's optional and I don't want to use it. So if my value, okay, if the cell is above 1,000, then sum all for me. Okay, so I click on enter, so it will sum all the values that are above 1,000. You can use this for targeted, maybe you want to find out, okay, I've sold a lot of products, okay, so sum them. I want to know the total amount. Maybe customer A bought this, but what is the total? Maybe they bought 500 cedis or $500 or something. So I want to sum everything if it's above 500 cedis. So sum it for me. I don't want to deal with the profit. I don't want to deal with the losses. I just want to deal with things that are above my break even. So sum all for me and let me know the total. So this, you can use it for that. Okay, so as you can see, it has done that for me. You can change it. Maybe if it's less than 1,000, it will also sum it for you. Let me go and edit the formula. So I can see that if it's what less than 1,000, it should also sum for me, and I press enter. It sums the values that are, this is less than that. If I should add this, that it should give me a total of 3,044. Okay, so that is the sum if. So now let's go to sum if, which works a little different from the sum if with the syntax. So you have to pay attention to this one, and you can use that when you can give it a lot of criteria. Okay, so sum ifs, a lot of ifs, so you can give it a lot of criteria for it to base on. It is to index, like to pick, to pinpoint a particular information that you are looking for. So let's just go into it. So I'm looking for sum ifs. Okay, so let me select it. So what am I looking for? Then sum range. What value, what range am I summing? I'm thinking of the amount, but that's actually what I'm using. So you can see that this is a little different from what I did earlier, so pay attention. So I will just put a comma here. Then my criteria, what am I using? Okay, what's my first criteria? So I'm just selecting, maybe if it should select for me when they are male. Okay, I want it to select for me when they are male. So then I will say that when they are what when they are male. Okay, so I will just do that when is equal to male. Okay, when is equal to male. All right. Oh, what did I type? Forgive me. It's giving me that because I didn't do it well. Okay, because I couldn't find it. Okay, so forgive me for that. So if it's equal to male, then I also want to find out, okay, that maybe they are above 25. Okay, so if they are above or greater than 25. Okay, if they are greater than 25, I press enter. So it has done. So what did it do? What did I just do? Let me open it and explain it better for you to understand. So I'm saying that, okay, I want to sum all these amount, but okay, and I'm giving it a criteria. So I want to sum for all males that are above 25 years. That is what I'm trying to do. That's the explanation of the syntax. I want to sum the amount, but from all males that are above 25 years. So then it will choose all the males that are above 25 years, which is 29. It will select 36, 45. It will select 40. It will leave 23. It will leave 24. Okay, then it will sum the values of them, or of these these males that I've indicated, and it will sum the values for me. That is how you can use the sum if. Okay, or the sum ifs function. So now let's go to average if. As I said, average is mean. Maybe I want to find the mean of a range, so I want to use average if. So it's the same syntax. It just works the same way as the sum if. Okay, so it's the same syntax. So maybe I want to find the average of these things. Okay, so then I will say that I have the average, so if you give me the average of these, okay, if they are maybe greater than let me use 1200. Okay, if they are greater than 1000, sorry, I forgot my quotation. If they are greater than 1200, let me use 1200 and let me close the quotation marks. Okay, so when I press enter, you see that it has given me an error. That means that I've made a mistake with with my formula. Okay, so now what actually is the problem? Okay, what actually is the problem? Why is it giving me that value, or why is it giving me, oh, sorry about that. I've messed up my, okay, sure. Okay, so let me see, sorry about that. What is wrong? No, okay, I made a mistake. I didn't add, I chose average instead of average if. So please be careful. I chose average instead of average if, because that's actually why my this thing is wrong. So it will give me a value, okay, and as usual, I can go and make it a whole number, okay. So that's average if. Yeah, so sometimes it can happen to you, so you just find out what the problem is and you fix it. Sometimes it can just be a spelling error, or maybe just you have missed the quotation mark or something, so you just do it well. Now let's go to the average if. So the average if, the same syntax, we just do it the same way we did the some ifs. So the average ifs, I'll select my criteria. I want the amount both. I want it to add the amount both by specifying a specific criteria. So I'm saying that it should sum this amount both if the gender is male. Okay, if the gender is male. And how do I type that? So if the gender is equal to male, okay, if the gender is equal to male, then also if the age is greater than 30. So I'll select the range for the age, bring a comma, bring a quotation mark, then bring equal to, oh sorry, greater than 30, and I'll close the brackets. And now I select it, it gives me 1081. What this is actually doing is adding all values that are male and their age is above 30. That is average if. That is, it is giving me the average of all male. So it will take all the males that are above 30 and it will divide by the number of times. Okay, it will sum them up and divide by the number of times. So we can also do this for count if. So I want it to count for me. Okay, so count if. So then I'll give a range. So I want you to count if they are male. Count customers if they are male. So it's the same. So if is equal to male, if they are equal to male, it should count for me. Okay, so there are 5. Okay, so 5 male. What about if what about the count ifs? So this has counted like the males here are 5, 1 2 3 4 5, so 5 males. Okay, so the count if also works a little different than the sum if and the average if. Okay, so especially with the syntax. So count if, I'll select the criteria. Okay, so I want you to count this for me. Okay, if it is greater than 1000. Okay, if it's greater than 1000, note the difference. If it's greater than 1000 and they are females. Okay, equal to female. They're equal to female, and their ages less than 30. Okay, so let me do less than 30. Okay, so and their age is less than 30. So less than 30. They're less than 30 years. Okay, so one. So it's only one female that is earning above 1,000. Okay, and the age is less than 30. So that is all about the logical functions. Okay, so I've taken you through the if statement, the sum ifs, the average if, the count if, and the count ifs. Very simple. It's not complicated. Thank you for watching this series. See you in the next video. Please like my video. Please subscribe to my channel so that you can get more updates on different business analytic tools and how to use them. Thank you.